on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. I hope y'all been having a great week, a great Friday, a great Good Friday. We're going to talk about some weather, obviously, and we're going to break some things down as it looks like things are starting to get a tad bit more confident on something occurring next week as far as severe weather. I'm starting to eye down a time frame as we get into mid to late next week. It really looks to have that look to it this far out as you compare it to the last two major events, and it started having this look about the same time frame this far out if you're comparing time frames. So we definitely need to watch out because this is something that we need to go on and start talking about a little bit. It's nothing to create hype or scare people about, but we need to start talking about it a little bit to get more people more and more prepared before these things happen. So we're going to talk about that. Obviously, it's going to get very cold tonight for a lot of areas of the South. Mid-Atlantic and things. I know in my area right here in central South Carolina, it's supposed to get into the upper 20s, which is very, very cold for early April. In fact, we might hit a record. I think the record here in Columbia is 26, 27 degrees, so we might dip below that, but we'll see. But anyways, I want to mention that because that's what's occurring kind of right now as we get high pressure overhead. But like I said, we're going to talk about the severe weather threat potentially next week. So if you have not subscribed, do not maybe consider liking the video. It really helps my videos get out there, and it helps my growth. So it's a very appreciated y'all's incredible support. I know that my setup probably isn't the most appealing setup out there, but I'm hoping in time with y'all's support that I can continue to make my videos much better for you guys and use this as an outlet to express my passion with you guys and talk weather with all of y'all. So thank y'all for y'all's incredible support. Also, if there's anything I can pray about for you guys, definitely drop it in the comments. It also gives other people an an opportunity to pray for your situation also. So definitely take advantage of that. So let's get going with this. So we're going to look at the Storm Prediction Center, and this is day 4 through 8. Notice it says probability too low, potential too low. So it's not picking up on what we're talking about, which would be around day 6 and day 7. I think it will as we get deeper into the weekend. I think something will pop up. I don't know what it is, but something's going to pop up. So what we're looking at here is and this is the system right here. I'm going to back up a couple frames because I'm a little bit ahead of you guys, but this is the system coming in. As you're looking into Wednesday of next week, you get some kind of low pressure that gets cut off from the mainstream of energy. Jet stream's way up here, but this thing starts to get lost. Basically, a cutoff low is a low pressure. It's pretty much self-explanatory in the title of it. A cutoff low, upper level low. It gets kind of lost out there, meanders. They're extremely hard to predict because you don't know the motion of them a lot. But check out here, as you get going, you get some shear building here, maybe a low-level jet. The details are fuzzy, but this is what I'm talking about right into here. Thursday into Friday, something here. And I'm going to talk about the GFS this entire video. I'm just going to focus on one model run. I'm not going to jump back and forth because I think it's kind of pointless to compare both models this far out because we're just trying to figure out if there's going to be a system at this point. So European and GFS have this system. But this is it right here. This is the time frame. Here goes the system moving through. And then you notice that little cold core right there. That just pretty much tells you the cold core shifts here. Shifts into the weekend. Is it going to deliver another chilly weekend? We're not sure. We know that cutoff lows, upper level lows, bring their own cold air aloft. So look, check out the blue showing up in the mountains. That can happen. So we have to watch this thing too. It can bring severe weather. They can bring heavy rain. They can bring or just showers with small hail in them. Cutoff lows are wild. They can do some crazy things, but you can really tell the dynamics of this and how this is a cutoff low from this. You check out the jet stream up here. Here comes the low pressure. It starts to get maybe briefly cut off right around here, and this is where it can cause issues for the eastern U.S. So we're going to watch this little area right here, a little cutoff low. So what does that mean as far as severe weather? So I'm going to excuse the delay here. Old Pivotal Weather's a delay mixed with my internet that's not the fastest in the world. But this is getting into Tuesday, so this is bulk shear at 500 millibars. So basically, the shear is, like I mentioned in many videos talking severe weather, shear is basically wind speeds in the atmosphere at different levels of the atmosphere moving it 2 different directions. So it causes a spin. Long story short, that's kind of what shear is. So obviously areas, then the different colored shades, this is where the higher shade is. So the more coloration you see, like the pinks right here, the more shear there is. Check out here as you get into, man, this thing is lagging on me. As you get into Thursday, check out how it builds right into here. And this is where you have to watch out. Thursday into Friday. Timing's going to get tweaked. Will it be a Thursday event? Will it be a Friday event? More of a weekend? Will it be an all-weekend kind of thing? But this is where kind of what the low pressure is, and there's definitely shear out in front of it, maybe a low-level jet with two different air masses kind of mashing together. So the shear's there. If you're looking at the GFS model and actually concluding that it's going to legitimately happen, here you look at this, the composite reflectivity. This is basically trying to give you a radar image of what could happen. Notice it's going to be sloppy looking, but we get into Wednesday. It's going to be dry all the way to the system. I'll mention that for the southeast. It's going to be dry. But this is when we kind of get something popping up here. I know it don't look like much, but this is some kind of energy showing up. This is going to be in the form of storms. Whatever this is, or heavy rain. Is it going to be severe storms? Is it going to be a tornado outbreak? Those kind of details we just don't know. But, you know, a marginal severe weather event if I just click a random area of sounding. So, you look at this next here. I think this is about to pop up CAPE for us. So this is convective available energy. This is surface CAPE. So what kind of CAPE do you have available in this time frame? As we're getting going, we're getting into next week. And check it out. As we get into Wednesday, this starts to build. You start to get some CAPE building. We get into Thursday afternoon, and check it out. Here it is. Here we go again. That's CAPE. Pretty high CAPE up into the... let's see, this is well over 3,000 joules per kilogram. We back it up here, right here. So that's some pretty high CAPE, right? For areas of Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama. It has that look to it, that same look. It looks like you got some kind of warm sector building up here. You got higher dew points into here, and that is some pretty high CAPE building here in Mississippi. I will tell you one thing, guys. I plan on chasing this event if it materializes. I've actually already talked to my boss, and I do plan on heading back west if this materializes. So definitely follow along because I make a lot of storm chasing videos also. But this is definitely showing the next severe weather threat. It's showing in that same area of the last two events too. You look at, I think this is about to show us dew points here. Dew points here, you know, dew points, high dew points is another element to severe weather you need. When you get high dew points, it creates more moisture, and it's just another element for severe weather. So check out, as you start to lose the grip of that more crisp air mass, dew points begin to rise into Wednesday, and then look how high they get ahead of that, basically the trough that the up cutoff low is creating. It's bringing its own cold, dry air. But look ahead of it. You got a moist flow ahead of it, a southerly flow. You got dew points rising to the upper 60s to 70s. That is definitely, basically, that is definitely something that is basically an element to severe weather that we have to watch out for. Higher dew points in the 60s and 70s is basically an ingredient for severe weather. High level moisture. So it's building into the Gulf again, leaving into the Carolinas. You get into the Carolinas, and you have some high dew points, and then the cutoff low kind of brings some drier air in here. But this is the time frame. Check it out here. Higher dew points. That is something we need to watch out for. So some of the basic ingredients look to be coming together. Supercell composite. It's really hard to take this super serious at this range. It's not very high, but you still have some decently higher values showing basically an area to watch for supercells, basically in Louisiana and Mississippi. So there is a highlighted area showing up, a hot spot, if you will, at this range, courtesy of the GFS. So it's pinpointing an area where there could be supercells. Supercells are rotating thunderstorms. Supercells are what produces tornadoes. So we need to watch to make sure how this increases in time. If it begins to increase, that means that we possibly could have more discrete storms. But we're not going to know information like that really until we get into short-range models. We get into the CAMs, and we really start to get more of a bird's eye view on what's going to happen here. But that's all I got. I just want to not necessarily sound an alarm, but I definitely want to make y'all aware of this ahead of time, because it could save lives. A lot of people can. But be aware of severe weather in the southeast and the south next week. And I'm going to continue to talk about this until it happens, or if it does happen. But continue to break this thing down. Thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have an awesome start to your weekend.